Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the mind of an Terry's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about how to understand numerology as a whole. Now, every form of numerology you see out there, I don't want to say it's wrong. So what I'm going to say is based off the truth, but it's factuated through the illusions that realms of reality depend on. But what I'm giving you is the most natural system of how to understand. And you could say what angel numbers or how angels come to you. And I'm gonna run down the whole scenario now and how to understand numerology. Now, for the most part, to a certain degree, every system that you ever known to talk about numerology to a certain degree. Like I said, I don't want to say they wrong, but this is the original concept. So you need to understand it from a left brain and a right brain point of view. Now, first of all, you know it's 9 dimensions, right? It's only 9 dimensions. That's it. It's only 9 dimensions. Now, now, now that you know that, right? You need to understand the right and left brain aspect of that. Because with 9 dimensions, there's 9 dimensional vessels you can inhabit within these 9 dimensions. So 9 dimensions have, each dimension has a consciousness. You are in the third dimension. Now I need to run this down before we even get into how to understand angel numbers and numbers coming to you and things of that nature. Now let's start off with 0. That's the whole, whatever, you know what I'm saying, of any sense, realm of reality or situation. So that's emitting the most spirit and soul off the back and sucking in the most, right? So we go to 1. 1 is singular, right? Just being, right? Well, 0 is just being, but 1 is singular, right? So it can become a line. So ultimately, that's the right brain of it. I mean, that's the left brain of it. The right brain of it, of the conscious of it, and the conscious beings of it is spirit, thought, idea, space, room. Second dimension, right? Number 2, right? Number 2, second dimension is it splits off. It's the line now to another point. You know what I'm saying? So now that's the left brain of it. The right brain of it is it came second. It's the vibration. It's the soul. It's the experience. It's the frequency. It's the spirit going in something, going in a realm of reality to become round. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the second dimension is. So the second dimension is dealing with relativeness, being relatable, you know what I'm saying, being diplomat, you know what I'm saying, seeing yourself outside of yourself. The same way as the first dimension was the spirit, the idea, your time, your line of events. So it may represent a consciousness of selfishness, being self-concerned, here for the self. That's why as soon as you come out the whole, you're one. And you came out by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So 1 is developed with selfishness and things of that nature. Then we go to the third dimension. Now, third dimension is when things come whole. So whole, if you're in a whole, you're in a surroundings. You're in an area. You see what I'm saying? So that's the third dimension, right? Now, a conscious being in the third dimension is people like you, a human, animal, things like that, because you became whole. So you are a whole conscious being. So you came from the first dimension to the second dimension and became whole. Now you can experience the third dimension and experience the surroundings you was in. You see what I'm saying? Now, so and the third dimension relates to the body. You know what I'm saying? The physical and things of that nature. Now let's go to the fourth dimension. Now it repeats the process just in a higher dense. The fourth, or in a lower dense, same frequency. You know what I'm saying? Now the fourth dimension is going to be judging your surroundings. So the number 4 is dealing with, and look, also the third dimension is dealing with third person. So you are third person because you can be aware of a surroundings. You could be aware of both sides of something. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get y'all to understand things before we get to a higher level, because I'm trying to scoop up. I know a lot of y'all probably know a lot of this, but I need to scoop up people who's down on earth. Now look, fourth dimension, right? Fourth dimension is becoming a not becoming a judge, but judging. just judging. The fourth dimension is judging the surroundings that you're in. So now you're judging the third dimension. So anytime you're trying to learn what you're in, you use your fourth dimensional self. You see what I'm saying? So that's a fourth dimensional conscious. Well, the number 4 is observing being the third person. That's learning about being the third person, learning the surroundings in your 3D circumference that you're in. So that's the fourth dimension. So that the conscious vessels and the conscious beings in the fourth dimension are oversouls. So now you kind of know what kind of conscious awareness that they have when you step in one of those vessels, right? So now we go to fifth dimension, the number 5. You know what I'm saying? Fire, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Perfection or whatever. Now 5 represents utilizing your authority from what you just judged. So, for an example, say you are a spirit that came into a soul that came into a body. You in 3D, boom, right? And you started judging your surroundings. You use your fourth dimension conscious, right? Now, say once you learn something, now you start to apply what you learned. That's utilizing your authority. Now you stepped into your fifth dimension, right? Now, if you stepped into a fifth dimensional conscious being in this reality, that would be like a planet. You know what I'm saying? A mini star, a planet that got resources, that emits light in its own way. You know what I'm saying? That's a planet. So just think about it. If you was a planet, this the kind of consciousness control that you have. You utilize your authority and what you just judged amongst a surrounding of souls that was spirits. See what I'm saying? Now we get to the sixth dimensional person or being or energy or the number 6, right? The number 6 is and off the back, like fifth dimension, that's just when two energies come together. That energy in between, that's the perfection. That's like number 5, and then that goes to number 6, which can create a star. When a star know how to take both of those charges, positive and negative energies, and know how to sustain it and emit light on it like that, then once a planet know how to do that, you know what I'm saying, and stop choosing sides, it's bad or good sides, and stop choosing bad or good female or male counterparts, it can become a star. You know what I'm saying? A sun, and start to do it on that level. The same thing, just on a higher level. You see what I'm saying? So a star is a sixth dimension. So a sixth dimensional in the number 6, that consciousness is becoming the judge. Becoming the judge because you utilized your authority and came to the conclusion. You came to the conclusion of your authority was right. So you became the judge of yourself, basically. So let's take it back. You became the judge, right? So if you using your sixth dimension, using your sixth sense, this is your sixth sense right here, right? When you become the judge, so the things that you utilize, the things that you learned in your surroundings from 3D, you utilize your 4D to learn about it. You start using your authority, you start utilizing it with your authority in the 5D, right? And now you became the judge of it. You know it. You understand it. Right? So now you can create off of it. You can utilize the light and conscious awareness you got off of with all that you just did and create some shit yourself. That's using your sixth dimension conscious, right? So a sixth dimensional being, a vessel who do this in the external realm would be like the sun. You know what I'm saying? Then you get to the number 7. This is what they call the angel numbers. You know what I'm saying? They above the suns. You see what I'm saying? Now, number 7 is utilizing your authority to judge. You see what I'm saying? You see how you keep taking yourself out of third person, fourth person, fifth person? So now you utilizing your judgment. So it's up to you to have the right judgment or not, because you became the judge. So you judging things, right? You're judging, and you utilized your authority to make it assumed to be right, and created the illusion for others for it to appear to be right in your surroundings, in the 3D. You see what I'm saying? So you use your fourth dimensional conscious to learn about the 3D. Then you use your fifth dimensional conscious to utilize your authority from what you just learned in the 4D. Then now you became the judge of that shit. You can tell others and create illusions around it in the 6D. Now you got to make sure your choices of what you judging is right, because you the one leading people. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you know what I'm saying? So you like the messenger. You the one who coming to you to tell people what you have just judged and what you became the judge of, and it's up to you to tell people what you did it for rightfully. Don't do it to manipulate people. This is where angels and demons kick in. You know what I'm saying? That's the number 7, and this is why the 7 number is represented. The number 7 is represented like that. You see what I'm saying? Now, so a 7th dimensional being that's in a vessel that's doing these things externally will be a solar system. You know what I'm saying? A solar system being. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's get to the number 8. Number 8, they want to say it represents affinity because of the shape and shit like that. It was just the shape of it is affinity, but not the number 8, how they correlate in it itself. But the number 8, it represents time and experience into the fruits and labor of the experiences that you're choosing. So at this point, you know what to choose as. This is like over the angels, like wait, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, look at it like this: the number 8 will be like taking time to experience ideas and thoughts to judge. Once you became the judge, to utilize your authority amongst the surroundings that people in 3D are learning. You see how it's trickling down? You see what I'm saying? So a vessel that's doing this externally is a galaxy. So let's think about if you was a galaxy. This is what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So we left from 3D. This is what you're doing as 3D in a human body. But you're just doing what a galaxy doing is on a smaller form. You know what I'm saying? A galaxy. This is what a galaxy is doing on a smaller form. You know what I'm saying? It's experiencing its time of its fruits and labors. You see what I'm saying? And it in its totality of the time it's in, of that you in, of its own time. You see what I'm saying? And it's the thought and the direction that it gives the number 7 consciousness, which would be utilizing your authority to judge. Now you became the judge as a son, then you became down as if you descended. I'm speaking as if you descended. You know what I'm saying? If you elevating from a 3rd dimension, then you become an oversoul, then the planet. You see how it's going? Now, a 9th dimension, the number 9 represents wisdom, knowledge, over the overall experience. So a vessel that will inhabit a 9th dimensional being will be a verse. Universe, innerverse, outerverse, multiverse, omniverse, a verse. You see what I'm saying? This is what kind of being you would be if you was a 9th dimensional being. You see what I'm saying? So now that you understand numbers and things of that nature, now we need to break it down. We need to break it down how to start understanding. This is how you understand numerology. This is the way numerology works, and this is how you understand angel numbers. So I'm gonna use me as an example. I see the number 6:47 on the clock like every day. For some reason, I don't be paying attention to the time, but soon 6:47 pop up, I pay attention to it, whatever like that. Now, to know what kind of being is processing you, you need to know the totality of the number. Now, the totality of 6:47 is 8. You know what I'm saying? 8. So once I know it's 8, once I break it all down, numerology wise, it's 8. Now I know what kind of being is trying to come to me, right? Now, the break it down, them numbers, how they come to you in whatever density you in 3D. So a lot of times the most powerful ways that they could come to you is in 3 numbers. You see what I'm saying? Because you in 3D. If you was in 4D, it'd probably be 4. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part in 3D, that's the most powerful way. So whatever combination of numbers, and even if it's 4 numbers or 5, whatever combination of numbers, whatever it equal to, them combinations is how it comes to, is how that power came to you, or how you're able to see that power. But 9 times out of 10, that combination of number, that one number it equate to, that was something that being, that conscious being only can do. So what I'm saying is that 647 number that kept coming to me, when I break down the numbers, And when I'm about to tell y'all, that's something that being only could do from the eighth dimension, because it equates to 8, no matter how you equate it. If you add 6, if you start to do numerology and add the 6 and the 7 first, then the 4, or the 647 first, or the 7 and the 6 4, then the 4, no matter how you align it, it's gonna come to 8. You know what I'm saying? So that's letting me know this is a power. The combination of numbers is the power only this galaxy, only this being could do. And I'm receiving information from a galactic being because it's number 8, and we know 8 is a galaxy consciousness. Now let's break down what it's actually doing. So it came 647 is first. So it came down through a 6. So it came down through a star consciousness, right? So it came down through a something that could create an illusion consciousness, right? Then the 4 is judging the surroundings. So now this conscious being is going to judge the surroundings from a star-like perspective, from a 6-dimensional perspective. It's going to judge the surroundings. Then 7 is going to utilize the authority to judge. So it's utilizing its own power to judge the surroundings. So by me able to keep being able to access this energy, is either I'm going to be able to process it if I harness the energy right, or I'm going to witness this event. But it's going to be a galactic information from a galactic being. You know what I'm saying? So now when I receive that information, that let me know I'm going to receive some galactic information, right? In order for me to put out or receive. So for the most part, I already know what it done for me, because the spirit that came to me gave me the idea. It gave me a galactic idea. Now the galactic idea that it was, I utilized my authority to judge something in my surroundings. You see what I'm saying? And I was given permission to do so. So it was going to be a circumstance that play out in my life that allowed me to do that, but in a positive way. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you truly understand numerology and angel numbers, and you keep seeing the same numbers. Like if you keep seeing 111 all the time, then that's a 3-dimensional. A third dimension, you're going to witness something in the 3rd dimension, or something that's going to prospect you. So you may be into at that time that you're into 111, you may be into animals a lot, or you may be into nature a lot, and you're coming to a realization to start seeing things in the 3rd dimension that wasn't seen before. So you're it's spirits that's trying to get you to see things, but they're going to come to you through 3rd dimensional things. So it may come to you through a drug, or you may be sick, or you know what I'm saying, it's going to come to you in these type of ways to get you to realign, so you start to receive other numbers and other spirits and shit like that. But that's ultimately that's how you calculate the numbers. And the only way you're going to understand how to do that is if you know about the 9 numbers and the 9 dimensions and the 9-dimensional vessels that inhabit these numbers. So numbers is like dimensions, where the realm of reality, like you are a god in the 3rd dimension, basically. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. So you got gods in every dimension, and if it's 9 dimensions, there you go. You see what I'm saying? Now you can understand what's actually going on. And when you see in specific numbers, you start to see like 666, 333. You know what I'm saying? 333 is 9. So that's a 9th dimensional being that's coming to you in the 3rd dimension, and it's going to come to you like a star in the 6th dimension. You know what I'm saying? Then even that way, you still have to equate. It's just all about equation. But the only way you're going to know how to equate it is knowing the true numbers and the meanings of the numbers, and knowing how to decipher between the numbers and actually knowing the energy it carry, and knowing that's the kind of consciousness that you're going to have with the vessel you inhabit in that dimension. So for an example, you are in the 3rd dimension. So you inhabit a 3rd dimensional vessel, right? So you're in the 3rd dimension. So you're in a surroundings. You're in a globe. You know what I'm saying? You're in a round. So all your perception that you perceive is going to be round like things, in a whole like things. Now you could perceive the 4th and 5th sixth dimension, you could perceive the second and first dimension when you could perceive the second and first dimension when you go within yourself. When you start to experience your emotions and feelings, that's the relate. You have to relate to yourself. You experience the second dimension. If you start to be selfish and think about your own thoughts and ideas and things of that nature, that's the first dimension. That's spirit, which really is the most powerful. The lowest, the highest, and the eighth and ninth is the most powerful and the most weakest and the dumbest. Same and vice versa. It's like a polar shift. The first and the second dimension is the strongest, but in so many realms of realities, they the weakest and stupid too. You know what I'm saying? And everything in between is experiencing gray areas, but the closer it get in between, the closer you get that middle ground and perfection. And like just so happens in this realm of reality, the closest in between is the number 5. Because if it's only 9 numbers, we're gonna have to include 0, which would make 10, because 1 and 0 is like interchangeable along with 3, 9, and 6. So you see what I'm saying? It technically is 10 numbers if you want to call them numbers, but it's not. It's really 9 dimensions that come from the 0 being. You see what I'm saying? So what's in between 0 through 9 is 5. Flight bus, bitch. Goddamn air.